Hello everyone. Welcome to another Soul Talk episode. This was like more of a I got a nudge. It may have been a trigger. I'll admit it because I came across something in the spiritual community where there's been a lot of talk about the solar eclipse and oh my gosh, what are we going to do? How are we going to make it through this? We had one in 2022, and if you're still here walking on this side of the grass, you made it. And bravo to you. But there's a lot of fear building up around it, and a lot of people, because if you're in the spiritual community and you're listening, and you're paying attention to what people are saying, there's a lot of fear mongering. There's a lot of, it's the end times. Look for the signs that are in the Bible. And I get that. But we also have to remember that those premonitions that are written down in the Bible for what the end times could look like were based upon what the energy was then and where the trajectory of where humanity could go, not based upon a definitive of that's how humanity is going to go, because we all have individual free will choice. And there was a shift in energy in 2022 that moved that trajectory massively, where a large part of the population, the collective, didn't feel aligned with the end times being the destruction of humanity. They wanted to live life more on a heart-centered way and chose that from a soul level. And so I want you to breathe, first of all. And I want you to trust in your own self that you will make those heart-centered choices that are more aligned with who you want to be and how you want life to feel like and how you want to create a life that you love. When I sat with this energy that I was feeling, I was going through my blog actually, trying to look for an article that I did write in 2022 about the eclipse, the solar eclipse. And I ended up taking it down because it wasn't evergreen. It was giving tips on how to make it through that day. So I left it up long enough to get through that energy and then took it down. I'm going to do things differently this year, and this year I'm doing it in video, not on my blog. Sorry. But I want you to understand the energy of an eclipse. We go through an eclipse every month. Not a solar eclipse, but a lunar eclipse. And it's called the new moon. And it's very much heart-centered. And it's very much allowing us to take action, individual actions, and go through our individual beliefs and how we express ourselves when it comes to our life goals, our how passionate we feel about our life, and how we want to live our life. It is feeling into the light that we get from that divine light that's flowing through our soul, helping us sort through everything that we are experiencing or have been experiencing so that we can be sure-footed and find balance in the weeks ahead, so that we can manifest and act upon those manifestations and create abundance and prosperity in our life, so that we can know how vibrationally aligned we are with our heart-centered goals, with how passionate we feel about our life. That is our lunar eclipse that we have every month. It is being self-empowered, feeling self-empowered to get creative about our own life. When we have both a lunar eclipse and a solar eclipse, it can feel like the energy, the divine energy, is taking a step back. It's pulling back from us. If you are looking at if you are feeling the divine energy from an outside perspective, coming down or whichever, up, whichever you feel. But the divine energy during a new moon is coming through the heart space in a powerful way. It always is, whatever it's in through your heart chakra. Okay? So, your center for balance and happiness. The energy for 369 divine timing in your Akashic stream of knowledge is running through your heart chakra, your center for balance and happiness. It is the life, it's the beating. It's how you are documenting your life. And it's the power, it's the same energy that's flowing through your soul, lighting it up. So when we are in a solar eclipse, we are being encouraged to empower ourselves, to find our own light, to find our own light, to shine our own light intentionally on the life that we're creating. And that's basically it. It is the divine's way of stepping back and allowing us to stand on our 2 feet and choose to not only find that fire within ourselves, but to choose to shine our own light through our soul. So, that being said, I came across, there was 5 things that came through in 2022 about what the energy may feel like during a solar eclipse. And I'm going to go through those. But before I do, I want to address the fear. There was, I posted on Facebook the link to the article that I wrote about leaning into fear and the power of leaning into fear to find out to use it for your own growth. you're not on Facebook, just go to JackieEllis.com, look at my blog, and it's an energy for life, I think, and manifestation for life, both of them. I think I put it under both. But it's leaning into the power of leaning into fear. When I pulled a card from the Angelic Lightwork before choosing to do this video, before clicking record, I came across this card here. And it is Peaceful Prosperity. And it's powerful. It's a message from Divine Archangel Uriel. And the message says, healing fear requires love. Fear might relate to financial security, abandonment, hurt, or losing a loved one, cherished treasure, or rare opportunity. To the insecure and uncertain part of us, fear might seem like the most sensible response, as though it will protect us. In reality, fear is counterintuitive. It closes us off and prevents us from remaining open to the abundance and generosity of the universe. At times, we need to decide whether we give in to fear and put off our growth to another day. This is always our choice to make. Instead, we can move into the realm of the heart, choose to remain open, ask for clarity, and run the joyful, challenging risk of becoming more fully alive. Your commitment to your aliveness will manifest what's best for you. Many gifts lie unopened on the path ahead. Ask for what is rightfully yours and continue to make your journey with peaceful knowledge in your heart. Archangel Uriel, I am honored and open-hearted in your presence. I gratefully acknowledge the abundance, prosperity, sacred manifestation, and countless blessings that you bring for the greatest good of all. You support the embodiment of divine light. I am ready and willing to receive your healing and guidance to fulfill my inner potential for the spiritual benefit of all beings. I trust you to hold and protect the sacred space for healing according to divine will, so be it. Thank you. Okay, so Archangel Uriel is with us today. Ooh. So lean into fear, find out what's behind it, and see if you can shift the energies and how you can find balance in those moments. Okay, so the energy behind a solar eclipse, and I'm going to be talking more about the solar eclipse as we get closer to that new moon. But I wanted to take a moment today to find out what messages we can receive to help us prepare even more for that event. Now, if you're what I did get earlier is if people are watching the messages that I receive for each week and for the overall month, they will and are doing the reflection, the reflective tasks, and feeling into how they can create their life and go through any healing and find balance and whatever the task is, or what those messages, Uriel, thank you, what those messages might mean for your individual life. When you're doing that, you are preparing for the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse moment. You are you were doing that naturally. So this is just an added tip. Just a, hey, we've got your back. No worries. Breathe. You've got this. So, my drink is done. Okay. So, the energies around a solar eclipse may feel like life is on pause and we need to consciously choose to move or to create anything. So in other words, if we are looking for the energy outside of us instead of looking inside for our own light, the light flowing through our soul and the love flowing through our soul, the unconditional light and unconditional love flowing through our soul, we may not see the signs or notice the signs as much. Notice the divine signs, signals. So it may feel like you're just kind of like you're not going to get an answer. Like life is on pause. But in those moments for a solar eclipse and lunar eclipse, we need to consciously choose to move, to act, to create anything. And we're learning that it's muscle memory. There's a lot of people that know how to do it intuitively. But there's a lot of trust that goes in that, trusting in your intuition and your gut instinct. So another one is choosing to make changes in our life may require a conscious effort to shift the energies intentionally. So you are noticing it, you're noticing the energy, and you're shifting it to bring it into alignment. It's more of a conscious effort, or it feels more conscious. Leaving the past behind will need a fully conscious decision to forgive others and ourselves. I feel like a lot of these are just naturally the way the energies are through our own growth anyway. But people will find that this is necessary, especially during a solar eclipse. And why is that? Because as we are ascending, as we are raising our energies, we are naturally doing this on a regular basis. So this solar eclipse, while for some will feel like it's new muscle memory, that are new working new muscles, others may find themselves working different muscles. But for some of you who have been on this for a little while and very intentional about your growth, it will be like any other day, which is good. That's where we want to get to. Finding and experiencing joy or playful activities will need explicit intentions and actions to bring them into fruition. So you need to put it in the schedule and do it. It's that simple. Showing love or receiving love from another will require us to intentionally choose it. And sometimes in new, profound ways, in different ways than we expected. Is the love that you are showing another or receiving from, including yourself, or is the love you're showing yourself or receiving within you, is it unconditional? Or are there expectations around that? These are if you've been following me for a while, these are messages that I consistently say for the growth journey. So the solar eclipse is not Judgment Day. I don't really believe in Judgment Day anyway. Because well, the God I know is not judgy. The God I know has unconditional love for you on a deep soul level and shows that to you. It just, the way that love flows in to a broken part of you to try and heal it may feel like judgment, but it's judgment that you have towards yourself for that pain. And that's not unconditional love, but you're reflecting upon that unconditional love that's given to you. So it's limiting the love that you're willing to receive. So, when we are preparing ourselves for this solar eclipse, what are the messages? What are the messages? We're going to go with a tarot, Heaven and Earth Tarot first. What are the messages that we can use to help us in our own journey to help create more of a muscle memory in our own, using our heart-centered being? Okay, words hurt. So how we are expressing ourselves. How we talk to ourselves. Notice it. And if you're able to notice that inner dialogue, you're able to shift the fire within and it becomes more inspirational. And it allows you to act in inspiring ways. You find your fire. When you're able to do that, there is a potential change within your life. You're able to look within your heart and follow the fire, follow that inner light that you have within yourself, and know that there is potential changes that will align with that fire, will align with that inner light, and help you move forward. So if we can take that as a foundation to help us build that muscle memory, it will go far. Now, I've got two oracle decks. Both are from Amanda Ellis. One is Archangel Metatron, and the other one is the Christ Consciousness deck. I really felt the divine needed to be called in today. Because of the messages in the spiritual community about the end of days and how are we going to make it through this, and it's Judgment Day, and I don't feel like it is. I feel like it's just another day to test to see how we can be more in flow within a heart space. And it's not anything that we haven't been through before. So, look at this. Okay. Oh, Metatron. Uriel. Okay, so I picked 4 cards from the Metatron deck. First one was Conquering Fear. Conquering Fear. Then I got Red Energy, Safety, Strength, and Power. It's like pulling it up from the root of your being and knowing that you were here. You are here to create a foundation so you can stand on it and move forward and walk sure-footed, creating abundance. That red energy is very much an abundance-driven energy. Then it's yellow energy, joy and happiness, which is heart-centered. Your law of happiness flows through your heart chakra, which is your center for balance and happiness. So it's understanding what that happiness is, when you are choosing to see happiness, when you are choosing to create more experiences where you feel happy, where you know happiness, that matters. And then you're able to go with the flow easier. Okay, so from the Christ consciousness, what else can we get for messages? I got that. These messages similar to the ones that I got. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so pulled 5 cards. There's 2 that I got for a video that I did recently, and they came up again. So it's coexistence and tolerance. This one here. The messages around this was, we don't necessarily need to like everything that's happening around us. We don't necessarily need to like everyone around us. But we do need to coexist and learn to tolerate some of what's going on. Otherwise, we'd all be in our own little space, walking around in a very external bubble that is obvious. Those big plastic bubbles. Making it extremely obvious that we don't want to be around people. We don't want to be near people. would be shutting ourselves in, and no one would want to interact with anyone, especially those that are in a path that makes it difficult to be around chaos. Coexistence and tolerance. It is loving someone and honoring someone no matter what they're going through. But it's also loving yourself and honoring yourself no matter what you're going through. It is understanding, essentially it's swan energy. It's understanding that in this moment, whatever moment that is, you are giving yourself the grace and extending that grace towards another as people are trying to figure out the direction they want to go, how they want to be, and the life that they want to create for themselves. And that goes hand in hand with this card, where it is not just looking at the big moments in time. It's not just looking at the headlines that we see in social media or on the news and determining that's how life is. It is looking at the little details of the life that we have within our own home, the little details of how we feel as we go through the day, and honoring those and celebrating those, and seeing that the meals that we cook for our family or for ourselves, the flavors, the earthiness, the creative energies that went into making that meal, no matter how simple it may have been. And the camaraderie that may have happened in the kitchen while making that meal, or the communion that you have if you share the meal. It's seeing the blessings and the abundance in those moments. It is cranking up the music as you're cleaning the house. It is understanding that there are small, abundant moments that add up and are helping create your life in a sure-footed way. You are planting your garden. This one's the garden. Receive and heal. What I like about this is this individual is looking into a valley area, overlooking the valley. And seeing a path in the distance. The garden that you're nurturing is your heart-centered space. Your path, the law of polarity runs through your heart chakra, your center for balance and happiness. And it's the one that shows you that there are potential paths that are relative to your life, the life that you want to create. So it shows you the various different pathways towards the life goals that you want, that you're nurturing, that you're tending to in your garden, in your heart. Appreciation and thanks. Do you appreciate what you're being shown? Do you appreciate the little things in your life that bring you joy and happiness? That bring you abundance? Find holiness within. The divine energy is flowing through our heart, through our heart chakra. It is powering up our soul. The holiness that we're looking for, that we're seeking, is within us. If we're looking for it in the aether, how much is the energy that everyone's projecting? The divine energy that's in the aether, that's happening in power, is also working through those energies to try and settle and calm down. If you're looking for individual help for yourself so that you can calm your storm, your inner storm, and how you feel about the world that you're in, that divine energy flows in your heart. That's where you need to tend the garden. Find the holiness within. The unconditional love and the unconditional light is flowing through you, helping you in these moments. Take care, everyone. Do like, share, subscribe. And if you're not necessarily a divine believer, I have good news for you, because you're not alone in the energy that supports your intuition and gut instinct. Is the same energy. And if you are a intuition and gut instinct person, you've got a sure-footed way of trusting that energy that probably has a leg up in a lot of situations. So, because you've been spending a lot of time looking within, trying to find what your intuition and gut instinct was trying to tell you. So, well done. Take care, everyone. Much love.